Hello everybody and welcome back to the Small Scale Farm Models YouTube channel. And in today's video we're going to be trying to make a 132 scale model bridge. So what I like to do is I get a piece of wood, it's 3 or 4 mil thick, and I wrap it up in like this cling film to stop the stuff sticking to the board. And then I have this like pipe weaving, cut that in half. And I put that there, and then I measure 15 out, so it's perfect, like it's 100%. The next, what you're gonna need is some cement. And once you have your cement, you build a small little bit up over the bridge, and then you put your expanding metal in to strengthen up the bridge. So without further ado guys, let's get straight into it. So we're at the bare bone making stage of the bridge. So as you can see, it does look a bit rough for wear as the expanding metal is only just gone in. So once I get to about this stage, I like to build the bridge up with another layer of cement, and then once I get to that point, then I like to build up my rising walls, and then I water it down slightly, and then I flatten it out then. And who knows, we might even put a set of pillars in at one side to make it look like it comes to a field or it comes into a farmyard. So I'll do a bit more work and then I'll get back to you. So we're at the fattening up stage, that's what I like to call it, of the bridge. As you can see, there's a good bit of material on the bridge. So as you can see, the expanding metal is nowhere to be seen. It's just buried underneath all the cement, which helps hold the bridge together. And as you can see, I'm way over my lines, so I need to take off about 3 or 4 mil on either side and then flatten it down again. And then once I get to that stage, then the walls will be going onto it. I'm sorry I can't really show you any of the laying of the material. I don't really have anywhere to put the phone, but we'll try organise something in the coming videos for that. So without further ado, I'll start debulking it now. So we're at the next stage now. I've got a good bit of material taken off the bridge. As you can see, you can start to see the expanding metal. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna try get a nice flat finish on it before I sand it when it's finished setting. But this is what I like to use. Some people might say it's silly, but you can push it down and it just gives you a nice smooth finish. And if you find any low spots like there, you just add a bit of material, and that's all there is to getting the nice smooth finish on it. As you can see, I think it does give off that nice finished look, and it's just that simple if you want to fill in any holes like that. And this is before we build up the walls on the side as well. And probably guessing by this type of bridge, it won't be lorry friendly, or it might be, who knows. But this side doesn't seem to be too bad, but that corner seems to be a bit low, and we need to flush it out then as well to make it flush. And then obviously once this sets, it won't be the same colour as the roads on the display, so I might paint it. I'm not too sure. I've never painted any of my bridges. I've always just left them grey when the colour that they finish, and I'm not too sure how the paint will react with this cement. So as you can see, I'm just starting to flatten it out, and then once I flatten it out, then I'll show you how I build up my walls. And I might put little pebbles on the top of the walls to make it look like they're actually all different. But to do that, I like to put my rocks or whatever in a bit of dirty water to give them a bit of a weathered look. So without further ado, I'll see you in the next clip. So we're just about to finish the, if you want to call it, the paving stage of the bridge. I've got a fairly nice finish on it and a nice shape on it. It's fairly perfect and I'm pretty happy with it. So next, what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna start building up my walls and then start fattening up the sides as well. As you can see, the expanding metal is just poking out the sides. I'm not sure if it's poking out the sides on the other side, but that's an overlook of the bridge. And anyway, so without further ado, guys, I'll start making the walls. So we're just at the start of starting one of the walls, and how I like to do it is I like to get a bit of cement and see how far I can get with that cement, and then look at it from afar and see where is low. So that side there is perfect. That's the way I want it. So I need to add a small bit here and a decent bit here. And you want it a bit thick as well. As you can see, it's a bit light in places. So you want to try have it a bit thick just to try strengthen it up. And the more cement you use, the heavier it'll be, but the more you use, the stronger it'll be. So it works both ways. And once you get to about this point, you can start to see the shape of the bridge coming together a lot more, I think, anyway. And I think once you get to this stage, you can kind of see the finish line for the bridge, anyway. But there's still a bit more to do once you get the other walls done. So without further ado, I'm going to finish this wall and I'm going to get this wall built. So we've finally finished shaping the bridge, and as you can see, it's looking better than I thought it would look in anyway. The last few bridges I've built, I haven't really marked where I want them to finish, so this one kind of comes up and it's equally the same, if you know what I mean. So that's it for the bridge for day one. The only thing I need to do now is wet it down and then leave it out in the sun. So it's just been a little over 24 hours, and as you can see, there's been a small bit of cracking along the front, but that can be sanded out. So we're at the next stage, and anyway, so this is why I put the cling film down onto it. So when you want to just lift it up, it just comes clean off the cling film, and it's good and strong because it has the expanding metal in it, and it is just pure concrete, so it is quite strong, as you can see. And that's all there really is to it. And the board's ready again. You just clean off the board and you put a fresh bit of cling film onto it, and it's good to go again. So we're going to get the bridge onto the display, and I'm going to show you the difference between this one, which is my third or fourth bridge, and my first bridge. So as you can see, there is a bit of a change in my latest bridge and my first bridge. So as you can see, it didn't really hold together as it's in 3 different sections, but also it's not really square or dimensional, as it's real steep on one side and real shallow on the other. As you can see in this one, bar the cracking on this side, it is quite perfect. And I think the reason why this one cracked and this one didn't was because this one didn't have expanding metal in it, or just something in it to hold it. And another thing I've done is just given it a nice sand with some, I'm not sure what mill or grit, P40 sandpaper. It's just to lighten it up a small bit. And the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to spray glue the sides just to give it a bit of detail, and I'll put a flower in on the side or something. So I'm going to show you how I do that now, and then we'll get it onto the display. So this is everything I like to use when I'm doing my static grass. So This is the spray glue I use. It has the wide spray top on it. So you just give it a quick shake and you just blast away where you want to spray. Be careful if you're using this stuff on the likes of this stuff, as it does react, but with anything else it's really fine. Then you get your static grass. This is 2.5 mil and it's in the dark shade, and you just dabble it down. Or another technique people like to use is they like to blow it at it, but that's the way I like to do it. And then you just brush it down onto it, and that's all there is to it. So I'm just trying to get the rest of the bridge done, and then I'll put a few flowers in. So the bridge is in, and I've tried to blend it in as much as I can. I've put a bit of this stuff and a bit of that, the little pebbles in to blend it in a small bit. And I will have a video further down the line of how I'm going to paint this. But for now, that's the way it's going to stay. I did put a small little flower and a bit more static grass on it. But as you can see, it is one-way accessible. So obviously the cars will come over the bridge then, and then the tractor will have a clear run over the bridge. But I think it's cool to have under the display. A small little crack started there, but we won't talk about that. That's at the back of the display. You won't be looking at that. But that's how it looks under the display. And I hope you learned how to make yourself a 1/32 scale bridge. So if you have any questions, please let us know down in the comments. Please like, comment and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.